So what's one piece of advice that you would give yourself? Just thinking back in your journey, what's one piece of advice you would give yourself?
Ooh, one piece of advice I would say is take your time.
Welcome to another episode of Live the Grace Life. Listen, we have an exciting conversation today. I have my friend here, Miss Kawambee Dorsey. She's the owner of the Showroom in downtown Albany. And listen, I want you to be inspired by today's conversation because what she's doing in downtown is what many businesses need to learn from, the power of collaboration. So today, please help me welcome Miss Kawambee Dorsey.
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's get started today. Listen, we have done business together for a number of years now.
Number of years, yes.
And so it's been a journey. She has been elevating in different phases. So let's talk about this. What inspired your vision to start the showroom?
So, the showroom, that title, that word, it came about during a pivot. At first, it was Ladylike fashion and beauty brand that collaborated or kind of merged with another business. We started out in a small suite over on 7th Avenue, and I was doing my thing with makeup and styling with fashion. And so when I noticed the concept, and I had a mentor, and my mentor told me, you're showcasing, items, and you're having people, women coming in. These are exclusive items in the showroom. And so he kept saying the showroom. I was like, yeah, it is a showroom. So we took that title and just kind of turned it into just one thing, the showroom featuring.
Yeah.
So it was featuring my brand, which was Ladylike Fashion and Beauty, and my sister brand. And so we kind of grew into a larger suite, and then we grew into a storefront.
Yeah.
And it just became the showroom.
So, and I know we kind of started right at the showroom, but you've been doing business for a number of years. So I know you've done makeup, you've done all type of products that you hand create.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So where did it start? Was it makeup first or?
It started with makeup.
Okay.
2013 is when I launched myself as a freelance makeup artist.
Okay.
So makeup always been the passion. And then years later, I started opening up, I guess, seeing other things that God had inside of me. And that's when Ladylike Lap Scarf came in I think that was the next year, 2014. So it was right at the end of 2013, going into 2014, God gave me a vision of Ladylike Fashion and Beauty.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Ladylike Lap Scarves. And then that was a pivot into Ladylike Fashion and Beauty. So I just merged the two. But that didn't come until 2019. But yeah, I started making lap scarves. I didn't even know how to sew. So I just had a vision and I ran with it. A long story short, I went through a lot of trials with that sewing thing because I didn't know how to sew, but I wanted to do what I saw in my head.
Yeah.
And so I sat down and got some coaching, some mentoring from an older lady that's been sewing for years. And I started making handkerchiefs and lap scarves, non-traditional type.
Yeah.
And I guess it just went from there. Like
It
blew up.
did.
Yeah.
I remember.
I think people thought I had a little warehouse or something, but it was just me in my home.
Yeah.
Sewing all day long and enjoying it, smiling at the sewing machine, just excited that God gave me the vision and I was able to execute it.
Yeah.
So it went from lap scarves, hankies, throws, baby blankets, it's just every time he gave me the vision, I just did it. Like I just went for it. It was no thought to it. It was like, oh, I can do it. If he gave it to me, I can do it. And so I just put myself to it and just started sewing.
Now, y'all, I remember this years ago because there were a lot of celebrities especially in the gospel industry that were wearing her products.
Absolutely.
And still do, honestly.
Yeah. And that was such a blessing because things did start going pretty fast, but it just felt easy. It felt normal, like this is what I was supposed to be doing in that season. And so once he gave me the vision, I decided to sow into 10 women.
Okay.
And those 10 women, they were speakers, they were first ladies, and they were from different places that I just selected to give them to. From Shirley Caesar to Tasha Page Lockhart to Alexis Fight.
Yep.
They were glad to receive the product, and they definitely showcased, their product. So I was like, okay, this is something.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that because I remember, I mean, this has been some years, but I remember seeing it on social media and them, kind of showcasing it and being at different events and kind of helping promote the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just humbling to see that, something that I didn't think people really wanted, because I'm like, okay, lap scars. But like I said, I ran with the vision.
Yeah.
And so it just motivated me to do new things and, and not be afraid.
Yeah.
So if God gives a vision, it's like, just do it, because he's going to provide. And he just definitely provided the people, because that's what you need. You got a product, now you need people.
Absolutely. And see, the thing is, a lot of times people see your now, but they don't always see those behind the scene moments of where you start. And you have those moments where it's just like, I mean, no one knew you, well, they knew you, but they didn't know, like, of you as the showroom, that was in you, right? At that time where you were in the back room sewing, trying to figure it out. Like, that's even inspiring, the fact that you couldn't sew. You learned, you taught yourself how to do it. Right. She found a coach. It was an older lady that knew how to sew, and now she was able to do that and take her business to another level.
Absolutely. And, in that I learned, like, looking at now in hindsight, I noticed that a lot of people don't like to take instructions. It's like, or they'll just get it from, YouTube or TikTok, when actually God places people in our lives that's ready to pour. They're ready to pour into us, but we have to be willing to receive it.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to this lady. She was like a mother of the church.
Okay.
And so I was
Watch
like,
out now.
there's wisdom in mothers of the church. Like, you have to grab that wisdom.
Yeah.
And I never stop pulling. As long as people willing to pour into me, I'll definitely pull on them.
Yeah.
So, and that's something, even this generation has to realize, that we, we're now at that age where we can pour into others because of the experience.
Yeah.
Not just the age, but because of the experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say definitely be willing to pull.
Absolutely. And I think that what you just said is a lesson in general, is desiring to learn, being open to learn, not trying to, especially for entrepreneurs, it's like we think in the beginning, oh, we got this figured out.
We finna make 7 figures.
Right. We know exactly, and then life will humble you so quickly.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It will humble, and I know that it's funny you said that, because anytime someone new does something, I got to tell you the story while this is on my mind. But let me finish this thought. Anytime someone starts, and I will fully support anybody that believes in their vision. Right. Trust me. But there are times in the journey where life and the Lord will humble you. Yes. There was this time where this gentleman, I was in my previous location, had never met this guy, haven't seen him since. But this is what he did. He came into our business, walked in, and he said, I'm getting ready to take over. I'm getting ready to take over the marketing industry in Albany, and I'm going to put y'all out of business and all this. And I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's nice to meet you.
And your name?
All right. But that's exactly what he did. He came in, and he just came abruptly, and I didn't get a chance to shake his hand. And I just said, okay, well, I fully support it, because I am not, if you believe that, go for it, sir. Right? But here's the funny thing. Later that day, I remembered his voice, because I had a camera in our lobby of our building, so I could hear the voice again to remember what it sounded like. That person called me later that day asking, hey, I need some advice on some things. And I was just like, So was that your way of being able to try to appeal to me? It didn't appeal to me, because that's not the type of person I am. I was just I'm gonna shake my head and be like, okay, yep, good for you. Yeah. But that idea of wanting to come in, learn, be coached. Right. Yeah.
And somebody probably told him that when you go aggressive and assertive, and you just never know where they're getting their advice from.
Exactly.
Because people want to just make it sound like and But it's okay to be
Yeah.
humble, and it's okay to come with, can you help me with this?
Yeah.
Or this is where I am at this phase of my business, and I know that you're further. Can you, give me some direction?
And it's so true. And I think for me personally, everybody is different, but
Mm-hmm.
personally, I am more attracted to humble people.
Right.
I just cannot. I'll be real with you. I can't deal with arrogant people who come.
Right,
I
because
just
you already
can't.
know it. Like,
I'm like, okay, you could have it. If you want it, you could have it. That's fine. That is fine.
you got it.
You got it. You win. But let's go to the next thing. So, all right, how has your personal story influenced the way you lead and grow your business?
Wow. So my personal story, journey, all of that, it helps. It influences a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely because, I get up every day with motivated, integrity, my character. I make sure that my faith is forward.
Yeah.
And so I have to take that throughout my day, and my day consists of being an entrepreneur and of managing. So I just take it along my journey. I have to start with those components of knowing who I am, knowing my why, and being secure in that. And that helps me in business, because if I'm not focused and motivated, then it shows, to my team. Yeah. So it plays a big part.
It does. It does. And I think one of the things that has helped you over the years, even all the years I've known you, you've always represented your brand, right? So when I see you out in community, even before the showroom, you were always the showroom, right?
Yeah.
And that was something that I admired about you, because you always showed up ready, right? Whether you were doing makeup, you had your products, you showcased yourself in a way that people knew you were serious about your business.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was hungry.
Yeah.
I stay hungry.
That will be a motivation, right?
Yes. I tell people myself, like, you're not hungry enough. Like, what happened? What happened?
Right.
So, and that's the thing, like, we have time. We have our days. We have our seasons.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of want to draw back. But then when you look at your why and who am I doing this for and why am I doing this? And so if that baseline of it is, you know what, I got mouths to feed, or, I got this vision, like I got to stay true to the vision. Now, if it wasn't a vision and if it was just something you just happenstance, just something that just happened, you just want to do, then you'll let it go a little bit easier. But when you tied to responsibility and you're tied to, like I say, that vision, then you have a responsibility to get it done.
Yeah.
And if God gave it to you, then he's requiring something from it. So I have to stay focused. I have to stay focused. I have to stay motivated. And that just keeps me to, having a responsibility. Because if you don't have anything to live for, you kind of give up.
You do.
And so I think we just all need that something. That's something. Sometimes things do get kind of tough, but
It does.
you need a why. You need a reason.
You absolutely do. Entrepreneurs watching this, you have to remember your why. And I think any conversation you have with entrepreneurs, they'll say the same thing.
Yeah.
Literally had a conversation the other week with someone who was kind of in that same place, and we were kind of talking about that. Like, listen, there are some times, there are some seasons, there are
Yeah.
some moments.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about entrepreneurship that people don't realize. They see the high moments, they'll see the social media reels, but the reality is there are days where my account can be here, my account can be here. And yeah, you feel better when the account is
You
up
do.
here.
But who knows what is down here?
Listen, when it's down here, and I'm like, can I get some water? Can I get some water? Share some water?
You want to go to lunch? I'm just going right over here to get some chips. I'm good.
Listen, Chick-fil-A has been a blessing to my life. Those reward points,
Okay,
listen, I will
okay.
stock them up. And I will stock up them numbers, and then when I know things a little low, guess what? Them points gonna be used.
Nobody knows but you.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, they know now because I
They-
just told
well,
y'all.
well, those are definitely those high and low points, but we still keep that smile on our face,
Right.
and we keep going.
And you're right. Nobody knows in the moment.
It's okay to
that's for
fast
sure.
a little bit.
Well, I don't know about that for me.
Entrepreneurs
Though.
fast. Listen, entrepreneurs fast. Whether they do a half a day fast, if that count down here, we're going to set something
That's
over to
true.
the side and we're going to eat a little bit later.
That's
But we're
true.
going to get the work done.
That is true because
We gonna
I
get the
have
work
done
done.
that. Because I normally, to be real with you, I don't eat that much.
Me either.
And I don't know if that's just because I think sometimes, like, Sierra be like, I hear your stomach growl. I'm
You
like,
gonna eat?
well, I've been so focused on the job. And then it's like, oh, it's like 3 o'clock. I haven't had lunch.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Time flies.
It does. It does. So let's talk about this. So we were talking about challenges in entrepreneurship, and we all have them.
Yeah.
But what are some of those biggest challenges you faced early on, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, many challenges, but I can name a few. Funding. So starting with the vision and starting with passion. Sometimes, sometimes it's just not that you don't really have the funding to do it, and even when you think you got enough, it's still not enough.
Oh,
Right? And so overcoming those, you just have to really be strategic. You know, you have to have a plan. And that's what I realized. I had to sit down with some people like you. You helped me out a lot. Just to kind of get some ideas and find out. So if I do this, this, and that, how can this generate, you know, the income and make sure that it's multiple streams instead of just this one. But definitely having a strategy through those tough moments.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true because I think even like you said, bouncing off ideas on other entrepreneurs, I realized quickly if I was going to make it, I had to have other entrepreneurs around me.
Absolutely.
I had to. And I had to learn and glean from those. Listen, I was knocking on people's doors like, how are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, seriously. And even though I may not do it exactly like you, I can learn, I can glean. And Kawambee said something in the beginning that people will.
Yeah.
They will pour.
Oh, yeah.
If you come in with the right motive and the right heart, people are willing to give that information.
Absolutely.
And so I'm grateful for those that did and still do to this day. And, you know, sometimes you just like, listen, what do you think about this?
Yes.
Like,
It's good to have somebody to call. Listen, one of my main mentors that I can call on, Dr. Ritchie, Alicia Ritchie. She became a mentor and a friend because mentors, you know, they got a time frame.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
call between this time. But she kind of stretched herself out and became a friend, and she has so much wisdom.
Yeah.
And, you know, she has so many accolades, so many things under her belt that I can ask her anything pertaining to business and life. And, you know, and get some direction. So it is good to stay connected to those that you know have been there, those that you know are genuine and authentic and that don't mind pouring. So that's what keeps an entrepreneur.
So we got to shout her out because Dr. Ritchie, her business is A Rich Enterprise, and she has multiple businesses, Indigo Life, and she will eventually be on this podcast when she comes back to the area. So we shouting you out, Dr. Ritchie. I can hear her screaming, Grace!
You know what? You hear me?
And so she has, like you said, she has a lot of wisdom, a lot of insight, and she's ready to pour. And so we have those type of people in our lives that a lot of times people don't realize they're a part of our success.
Absolutely.
No one is what they like to say self-made. None of us are.
I know I'm not.
We're not.
No.
Someone at some point opened a door. Someone at some point poured or gave you just an idea or the push you needed to keep going.
Absolutely.
And so I would never say, oh, I was self-made. I wasn't. There were a community of people.
Yeah.
You think about this, Kawambee. There were moments, and I know you have some, and maybe that I'll ask you this question. There were moments where you maybe even stopped believing in yourself just a little bit.
Absolutely.
And someone came to you and it reignited that vision of how you see yourself. Is there someone like that comes to mind?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not only my mom, but again, Dr. Ritchie.
Yeah.
I promise you, I got to a point, and I've had a couple of those seasons where I'm like, y'all, I just don't see it. Like, this is not even worth it anymore because why? I'm not benefiting, or I'm not financially gaining from it, because you know there are seasons you got to wait on that season of profit.
Yep.
But I gave up on myself. But it's something about other people seeing what's in you that you can't see. You know it's there, but sometimes you need somebody else to call it out.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. She just called it out, and she started calling. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did do that, didn't I? Because sometimes we could do so much we forget what all we've done.
Yep.
And the grace that God had put on us to do it. And so that's why I like to write things down. Sometimes I go back in my journals from years ago, and I pull those journals out, and I see what I wrote years ago, and I get inspired. because I said that or I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
I could do that again.
Exactly. And what you said is so true. We do forget.
We forget.
I think sometimes people, they'll look at our accomplishments, they'll look at what they've seen. I mean, because you've been doing this, you said since 2013, so that's over 12 to 13 years.
Yeah.
So imagine all of those people that have been watching you,
Yeah.
right? They've seen the success, they've seen those moments, right? But they think in their mind, well, that's normal for Kawambee,
Right.
right? But in any entrepreneur, we have those moments where we do forget, and we have to be reminded. And so people like that come in and they speak something into us that like
Ignite.
reignites.
Yeah.
It's like, and so let me say this while I'm on this, is that the other day we were having a networking event and you were in the room, and it just kind of hit me when I was introducing you. I said, I need to make sure that the people in this room understand the power of what you're doing, right? And what you're doing in downtown Albany is not normal. It should be normal, but it's not normal because a lot of entrepreneurs are they're isolated,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
They don't have community. They're not collaborating with any others. And I believe we're moving into a time where you have to collaborate.
Oh yeah.
Like you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb if you're not, right?
Yeah. Collaboration is like a lifeline. It's like the lifeline to where you want to be or where you want to go.
Yeah.
It's going to take more than one person. It's definitely going to take it. And I just smile every time I think about what the showroom is now.
Yeah.
You know, the pivot that is made to what it is now. And it's such a blessing because we have about 9 or 10 female entrepreneurs in that space. And when I tell you to hear the testimonies from each one of them to where they started to where they are now,
Yeah.
it's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's definitely mind-blowing because, first of all, we're Black female entrepreneurs. Second of all, we're in one space together and we get along.
Yeah.
Like, it works.
I get it.
It works, and and God knows who to bring together, when to bring them together, what season is best.
Yeah.
You know, and the showroom has been in that location for 3 years now. And of course, every year I'm like, oh no, y'all. You know, but there's always a push. There's always a reason. When I see them get to that next level, it just motivates me. Oh yeah. And in the space, it's such a safe space. Sometimes the women just come up there and we'll sit on those couches. We got 2 couches, a pink one and a green one, and we're not AKAs. But we'll come and we'll sit and we'll just have conversations. And you know, one thing about women, we all have something in common. I mean, people in general, but women, we all have something we can relate to. And so when we sit down on that couch, sometimes the tears go to rolling, and the laughter go. You know, it's just always a safe space.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine turning your business into a brand people can't stop talking about. Marketing that matters. The Entrepreneur's Guide to Growth and Success by Corey Holman. It's your blueprint for building unstoppable momentum. This book is packed with innovative ideas, action steps, and game-changing insights that you can use right now. Are you ready to disrupt your industry? Don't wait. Grab your copy now on Amazon and start dominating your market today.
It was so funny. So even at that networking event, one of the vendors kind of spoke about, well, actually a couple of them, but once we were in the corner, and I'm not going to share what was shared, but she said something about you that,
Oh yeah.
you know, that was just like, she was so impacted by you doing this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And to think, if you had not been obedient to open the showroom, to go through the challenges that you've had to kind of go through to get to this point, the moments that we've sat and talked and you're just like, okay, I don't get this. And so I think for me, it touched me, and I know it touched you.
It did.
To sit there and listen to, like, this was what, because we probably had that conversation 2 years ago, or a year or two, maybe 2 or 3 years.
A little,
And to hear her testimony.
Yeah, that was very humbling. And sometimes it's hard to hear. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But, you know, I try to kind of, okay, yep. and I put my head down, you know, and it's like, because such a surreal moment. And I can get caught in that moment, and sometimes then I start to think, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to cry, you know.
Yeah.
But it was very genuine, and it was very true, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
And I hear it from other vendors, and I hear it from just people that's been in my life and that see me on the go, you know, and they'll pull me to the side. And I just want to just give some accolades to you, you know. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to, you know. I don't know if that's the humbleness, but it's just taking it all in, you know, because I'm so used to just going. But most of everything I do it for others, and I get rewarded just by seeing them grow. And I know God, you know, and God take care of me. He does. He takes good care of me. Yeah, it's some hard times, but something about that grace, it make it look easy.
Yeah.
But
that is true.
He gets me through it.
That is true. So it's something that I kind of thought about when we were sitting here talking was, so we're talking about collaboration. And how did you, because I know originally you didn't necessarily think about, maybe you did, I don't know. When you opened the showroom, did you envision the vendors being a part of it in the beginning?
No.
So let's talk about like that pivot from like you having an individual vision for yourself, right? And then it kind of pivoting. Let's talk about that.
Yes. Oh my God. That pivot is so real, because God can change things just like that. He can give you an idea and then change it, or just add to it, or take from it.
Yeah.
And so moving over there, the showroom, my vision was, okay, we got this building. Now we can bring out all of our apparel over here. And I just thought of apparel, accessories, profiting off of this, you know. And then things kind of severed between me and my partner. And we had a couple of vendors in there, because I'm like, you know, if she makes candles, let's let her put her candles in here and just charge a fee, a monthly fee. But once it got to a season where things got kind of tough, you know, like I said, the funding and the split with the partnership, I said, God, what am I gonna do? I don't want to lose this building. I love this space. I love everything about it, but I can't fill this store.
Yeah.
And so that's when he gave me that vision of get other entrepreneurs in, ask them. And so it happened. So after I said yes, it happened. It started flowing. The space started being filled, and the women that were coming in there, it was like that was their time, and they were grateful. When we first got there was a event going on. I think it was a Juneteenth.
Okay.
And there were many vendors out, and one particular vendor was right in front of my store, and she made body butter. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
I said, you ever thought about being a vendor, or, you know, showcasing in the showroom? She's like, well, I just started, so I don't know if I could afford that. And so a couple months later, she became a vendor in the showroom, and she stayed with me for at least 2 years. And then she had a season where she, you know, needed to pull out, and then the next one come in. You know, there are just different seasons, but everybody gets to grow together. Yeah. So at one point, we had about 12 at one time in the showroom, and everybody was able to showcase and represent their business. And they don't even have to be there. Most of these people have full-time jobs, but their product is there, and we have somebody that represents it. If I'm not there, I have Tunisia, who's the manager of the showroom, who is a blessing, is a godsend, because she's able to represent as if it was me. Yeah. She gives the experience, because that's what it is. It's an experience coming in, and it's just amazing. I'm just kind of mind blown of where it is now, to where it started.
So the reason I wanted to highlight that is because sometimes when we start in our initial vision, we're thinking about kind of what we envision for ourselves, how we want to, you know, listen, we thinking, I want to fill this space with all of my stuff. And then God does that where he pivots us. Because the reality is that the vision that God gives us, it is never just catered to us.
Nope.
It's catered to people we have no clue who are tied to that vision. Yeah. And so I'm inspired by what you're doing in the showroom, is because, you know, even seeing the success, like I think about when people are coming downtown, because you're right on Front Street.
Yeah, right on Front Street.
So those vendors get exposure, even when, like you said, not physically in the building.
Yeah.
Their products are getting exposed.
Right. And
From
we had that gate. We lift that gate up.
Yes.
Turn our music on, and it just draws the people.
Like when people are tourism. I'm trying to think of what they call those people.
Tours.
Yeah, tourists come through. Y'all don't shame me for that. But yeah, it's like when they come through Albany, you're right next, right in front of the that like the park area, the main strip, and so all of them get that exposure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's just a perk to be in that space. Right there on Front Street. The fall time, people are walking, families are riding their bikes.
Yep.
We meet so many new people. We meet people that's not in the community, of course, like you said, the tourists, because there are different events that happen right in that area. People are coming out for family reunions, just all kind of events that's happening, and just graduation. It's just so many different things and so many opportunities to meet so many different people, and that's where the blessing comes.
Yes.
When you get to connect, you get to connect with different people and hear their story, and they hear your story, and things just start to go from there. So we've got a lot of connections just from being in that location. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that exposure is such a blessing to her vendors. But one of the things I was kind of thinking about too was even some of the success that I've seen of those vendors, right? So let's talk about that. Like, talk about like some of the vendors and how they started in the space and they're innovating what they're doing.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, I could tell a success story from each one.
Come on.
But so we have Angela Jackson
Okay.
of Allure and Rejuvenation. So she makes soy candles.
Yeah.
She hand curates these candles. Her business started, I don't know exactly what year, but it was just selling candles.
Yeah.
And so we got to talking. I was like, girl, do you know you can have candle making parties? You don't have to just sell candles. And that's what I try to get from each. So each vendor, even though they have a product to sell, we see where they can actually take that and branch out to doing like workshops or events. And so now, since that time of coming in, she's been having candle making experiences month after month after month. And she's just so excited and overwhelmed of how things have grown just by being in a showroom, collaborating, listening and getting the ideas and just doing it.
Yeah.
So she can tell her own success story better than me. We have our Terry Franklin of Designs by Incision.
Oh, yes.
She does alterations. Her business skyrocketed, and they have actually said this on camera before. So I'm not just, I'm saying what I see, and I'm saying what they've said.
Yeah.
Her business has skyrocketed. Like, she was just doing it at home, and then she came into the showroom, got so much more exposure. Prom season was crazy, the last 2 prom seasons. And she's able to do things that she's never done, reach people that she's never reached. And because that one person go and tell 20 more people, so she can tell you her success story. So many more. Tunisia, the manager of the showroom.
Okay.
She came in one day, and she was just a customer, just shopping. Then she told me she made custom-made baskets. So I was like, why don't you sit one in here? So I just let her sit it in there month after month after month. She would I say, well, switch it out, bring another one. It really wasn't moving.
Yeah.
But then maybe after a couple months, she sold one basket. And then it started. I said, you know what? Mother's Day coming up. Maybe you should just set a display out front.
Yeah.
You can set out a table. You can set all your baskets and just sell your baskets.
Yeah.
She was like, really? You let me do that? I said, yeah. She did that, and then it came a time for her to retire. She retired back in December. She said, you know what? You need some help here at the showroom? And I did. I needed help because I was at a transitional moment, and I was trying to be there, trying to pay somebody to be there, trying to be there when I could, but I had a full-time job. And so she was willing to come in and work in the showroom and display her full collection of her baskets. And then she branched into not only doing custom baskets, but now she hand selects these beautiful purses. She has a purse collection, and she just recently had a purse party. And it generated income for her. And that's another branch off So every person started from here and grew and saw that how they could take their product and make that product bigger and have an experience. So it's from having a product to having an experience. Wow. And that's where the success come from.
Wow, that's really inspiring, and I know that you're like processing this, and you're like, but think about this, Kawambee. Like a couple years ago, we were in that your other space. It was much smaller, and I think Sierra was there too. I don't know if she did the. No, that was Shakina who did the photography. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But Sierra, I feel like Sierra been with me for a while, but she has 3 years. But yeah, and just seeing how the success of this has evolved. Yeah. And I think you even pushing them and coaching them. So here's the thing. You were being coached by someone else, but it became a domino effect where the advice that you were getting for yourself is now being poured into others.
Absolutely. Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
It is something.
And it just happens. Like, I didn't even think about that, but yeah. And I I used to be a shy girl. I don't want to talk to nobody unless they talk to me. But when God started putting things inside of you, you can only contain so much.
Absolutely.
And so it starts to flow. And so that's what happened. It just started effortlessly flowing. And the things I had in my mind, it just started flowing into others and becoming an income-producing activity for other people. And these people just happen to be in the showroom. And so I'm amazed at it. I just think about it and I'm like, wow, this really something,
And even just think about it though, like, what you've done is very innovative. It really, really is. And so I want our listening audience to hear this, because think about your space, right? Now, you are the Showroom Boutique. You have someone who does makeup. And most people would be like, well, I'm not going to have somebody that does the same thing as me. That can be my competition.
Right.
You didn't have that mindset.
No, I have someone that does makeup, even though I do makeup.
Yeah.
But my time is not as available, and hers may not either. But I didn't see it as competition.
Exactly.
I saw it as we're two different people that does makeup, and we have people that want makeup done. Like, why am I thinking about why she, is she taking from me? No. I actually have two vendors. At one time, I had two vendors that one of them had a collection that had body butter, and the other had just body butter. But this other person had body butter, body oils, soaps. They didn't even see it as competition. Because it's not, because you're branded in this and she's branded over here. And so we're just going to do business. And a boutique has options. People want to come in and have multiple options. So we never saw it as competition.
Absolutely.
And if it was seen as that, then that's somebody that would be a good fit, for the showroom. Because we don't see competition, we see collaboration.
And I love that, because the showroom, that idea of you got people who sell apparel, they have candles. Like, this is an experience.
It is.
What is y'all slogan? You used to say it's
the experience for me.
It's the experience for me. And I've sent a lot of women down there.
You have, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And we're hoping to send more. So, ladies, if you're watching this, go to the showroom. It's on Front Street. What's the address?
127.
127 Front Street. And go get the experience. Because I know there's more to come, but I think the candle making experience, I didn't know about the purse, like making purses.
The purse party. Now, this Friday, we have Marlisa.
Okay.
She's having a lipstick party. It's called Lipstick and Laughter. Now, this is going to be a huge event. She has her own signature collection of lipsticks, lip glosses. They are amazing. I'm wearing one now. Okay. I don't know the name of it, so but I have so many. And she's having a lipstick party. Wow. So this is a time for women to come together, to laugh, to talk, to enjoy the beautification of each other, and have fun while supporting a local entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So, how fun is that to just have experiences and, support at the same time?
All right, ladies. So those who have women groups, who have even team building exercises, whether you are organization or a business, think about this. You can have a full day experience. Imagine this. Now, this is just me. I'm just thinking now.
The marketing guy.
Listen, like this a whole experience. You can have an hour doing candle making. You can have an hour doing makeup and do a little makeup class. You can have an hour doing making purses. Y'all can have a whole experience.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's the experience for me.
Absolutely.
So just think about that, y'all. Like that's an idea where a whole bunch of women can come, and I love that. One thing that I notice women love, they love being in spaces where there's no competition.
Absolutely.
Where
Right.
you
Where
can
it's just
learn.
genuine,
Yes.
authentic. You know, women are coming together authentically and laughing and talking and not feeling like, oh, this person wants something from me. Nothing but advice,
Absolutely.
you know, and encouragement, you know, and let's talk about where are you in your journey. You know, and that's why I love when you had the networking event. That was an awesome experience all in itself because I was able to meet new people that were doing new things that I knew nothing about.
Yeah.
And so those opportunities we have to not let pass us by, you know, and you just never know who you'll meet and who can take you on that next level or who you can pour into and who can pour into you.
All right. So you've accomplished a lot these last 13 years, 12 to 13 years. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I have done a lot. I've done a lot, and I see myself going from being a player, playing so many different roles, to being a coach. So I see myself coaching others along their entrepreneurship journey, and really just holding into that and seeing the success from start to finish, or just getting to that next level.
Yeah.
So I want to do more of that, and because it's more of that is needed. So yeah.
Do you envision maybe having other spaces in other cities, possibly?
Oh, well, you know, I
Never
haven't
know.
thought about other cities, but that is definitely possible. We'll see how God grows it.
Yeah, because I think what you're doing, just imagine the women in other cities
Yeah,
who are wanting that experience too.
absolutely.
You know, and being able to have a space where they all feel safe, supported. I don't know why Thomasville is coming up, but that would be really nice if you had a space. And I know that would require a lot of logistics, but down the road, you just never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
I'm open.
So if she opens a space in Thomasville, y'all record this because that might have been a
Be
prophecy.
like that day, that
might have
time,
been.
sitting and talking to Grace Life Market.
All right, so let's talk about this. What's one piece of advice that you would give yourself? Just thinking back in your journey, what's one piece of advice you would give yourself?
Ooh, one piece of advice I would say is take your time. Take your time. You know, don't be in a rush for nothing, but pray about it. Do your research. And you got this. Like, you got this. Take your time. Pull on your coach. Pull on your mentors. And just take it step by step. And definitely keep that strategy at the forefront. Because everything requires a strategy. In order to get to point A to point B, we definitely got to know how we're going to get there. And not just go and say, just a rah, just take it day by day. But having a plan, having a strategy, and just know you take your time with it. Don't be in such a rush because others look like they're doing it so fast and it looks so easy. It's really not easy. It is challenging, but take your time, pray about it, and strategize.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Taking your time, pacing yourself, because you will feel like there's it's like this peer pressure of feeling, I see them over here doing it. I got to do this. I got to do this. But you get out of alignment when you do that.
Absolutely.
And I just think that's a really good piece of advice for even new entrepreneurs who are watching this and they're doing way too much.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
It gets overwhelming. Don't do that to yourself.
You gonna burn yourself out trying to get ahead so quick, and that's I've learned this, and when we're coming to the end of this interview, but that was a piece of advice I really want to hone in on, is that sometimes you can be doing too much.
Too much.
Because you're anxious. You're trying to get to point A to point B so quickly that you have to learn to pace yourself and in such a way that because here's the thing. We're looking at all these different things, and there's nothing wrong. You would get inspired by other entrepreneurs.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes God wants us to focus and hone in on what He's already put in our hand.
Right. That.
And you want to add that?
No, I'm just saying that thing.
Like that thing that's in our hand. Because sometimes we're so quick to try to get our hands on something else, but how do you innovate what's already in your hand? And what Kawambee is doing with her entrepreneurs that are in her space, they come in, they have one product, right? They're thinking, this is all I have. But she has encouraged and coached them to take making candles to making an experience where people can experience and make their own makeup experiences, making purse. It is learning to innovate with what you already have in your hand. Yeah. So before you try to, listen, I know we want all these streams of income, but think about what you have in your hand and how can I innovate that?
Absolutely.
Any last words that you want to share with our audience?
I just want to say, even though, like you said, we're in this time of just rush, get it. Just remember to take your time, slow down, and get insight and get that strategy and just find out what your why is. I don't know which camera I'm looking at.
Right here, that's your camera.
Find your why and stick to your reason. And just go from there. Sometimes you have to pull back. Sometimes you do have to disconnect from social media. You have to turn it off and just go back to what is he saying to me. So listen to that inward voice and pull from that and make that your reason to go forward. Yeah.
That's really good advice. Well, Kawambee, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on this episode. I really wanted to highlight your story because, again, it's that collaboration piece for me. Yeah. And I believe what you're doing is a catalyst to what needs to be done, not just in Southwest Georgia and beyond. So I'm hoping that those who are listening to this, listen, don't just copy. Go see Kawambee, right? Because she's moving into a phase of coaching. So she may not have her whole package together, but listen, y'all pay her. Pay her for her consultation. Here's the thing, and I know I'm being serious, you all. Sometimes we will go and sit and learn from people, and we will glean and take their advice. But you have to realize something. They earn those stripes. So if you have, even if it's $25, $50, put something in that entrepreneur's hand because nothing is free. Their time is not free. Their wisdom is not free. The fact that even if you're trying to meet with her in her business, nothing is free. So have enough honor in your heart. So if you're going to learn from Kawambee, pay for her service. I know, buy something, okay? And I'm saying this because I want people to value what she's doing. I want you to value what she's doing, okay? So we want to thank you again, Kawambee, for joining this episode. We're excited to see what's yet to come because she's moving into a coach role. So we're gonna end this saying Coach Kawambee. And so listen, you all, we thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live the Grace Life. Stay tuned for the next one. We're excited for what's yet to come. Y'all be blessed.